And we are live. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Canadian Guy here, and we are back with CTR. And it's funny that some crash news kind of came out today, and I had planned to do this, so I thought this was pretty interesting. Having said that, I hope you guys can hear me. I hope everything is coming in nice and clear. Hopefully all the audio is good. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Now, what you guys are looking at is something that is very experimental. It may explode. It may go poof. Sonic Blade 64 donated $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Hope you and the family are staying safe with the wildfires happening. I live in Michigan, so unfortunately I'm getting hit with smoke from both fires in Canada and Minnesota. Best of wishes to you. I appreciate that, Sonic Blade. First donation to stream, and yes, and to anybody who is dealing with the forest fires, we are okay. We are safe. We're a couple of hours from the closest forest fire. Hopefully that it maintains that distance, but we are okay. So, thank you so much, Sonic Blade 64, for the $10 super chat. It's called Shad PS4. No. Now, for those who want to make sure that this is legit, we are hooked up to a controller here, right? We have a PS5 plugged in, and this is playing on my PC. Now, there's a way to go full screen here, which is this button here. Here we go. So, what's interesting is that what we have seen thus far has been a Switch emulator. We've been seeing a Switch emulator with a 60 FPS hack. This is a PS4 emulator with not just a 60 FPS hack, but also the motion blur turned off. So now, again, this is experimental. We don't have access to online, so we don't have access to Wumpa coins. We don't have access to any of that stuff, but there are ways to do it. But I also have to go through it. I have to unlock everybody, but everybody who's unlockable to pit stop doesn't work. Now, some textures are working, some are not, some are fine, some have seen better days. But, see, already we got a problem. There we go, we're back to it. Again, I warned everyone from the start, this is going to be experimental. But we're about to get in. The first lap is probably going to be laggy, and then the second and third will be a lot better. Yes, you can get a save spot. And yes, we did just crack 91,000 subscribers. Thank you, everyone, for supporting the channel. What sorcery is this? I wondered that too. There's also a problem with the skyboxes. Also, we turned off motion blur. So there is going to be no motion blur. This is going to be 60 FPS, no motion blur. The first race may be a little laggy, but let's see. Yeah, so the first race is going to have some frame hiccups because it's basically saving all the stuff. But yes, we officially have CTR in 1080p, 60 frames per second, with all the motion blur turned off. This is why I said in the chat initially, hey, we are not going to be able to play online races because we don't have access to the online races. But look how smooth the game looks. This is so weird. It is weird. It is so strange to be playing this. Come on, get off my head. Yeah, it's... Now, if the lag that we're getting is that the game is compiling shaders. So the first few laps are going to be a little bit rough for each time, and then it should save, and then the shaders should be compiled because it's compiling as I'm playing. Right? So we're going to change the level. We're going to take a look at another. We'll try another level. Again, typically the first lap is going to be rough because that's where it's going to be compiling the most shaders. And then the second, third, and each lap that you go through afterwards is going to be a lot smoother. But you can even see, and also the stream doesn't like do it justice. The stream does not do it justice because it is so much smoother this way. It is. Hey, El Chavizi, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm sorry that I've been gone for like 2 weeks. It's been, I had a sickness that was so rough, it wouldn't let go. It was rough. It just would not let go. And then we had to travel down to Ohio from Memorial. It was wonderful and beautiful, but sad nonetheless. But like, now of course, again, it's not perfect, but I would say it is 95% of the way there. I was expecting some issues with some of the how some of the stuff worked, like the turtles, right? And is it tied to frame rate and stuff? And so far I'm seeing it's not. I'm thinking about doing like a video about this to show you guys, like, and like enhance it to 4K so that you guys can see it as best as possible. Because playing it, it's kind of freaky, especially when we're like moving in mid-air, because again, there is no motion blur. There is zero motion blur, which is really weird and wild. This took me a few hours to get set up, and did require a lot of tweaking, as emulators are. You're not going to be able to get the exact results of me. Some people may be able to get better results than me. Others will get not as good, depending on their system and their performance. But as emulators are messy like that. But I think I'm going to be re-recording all of my footage with some... I think I'm going to be re-recording all my CTR footage with this, because to me, I think this looks really good. You can see it's not my username, it's ShadPS4, which is the name of the emulator. Yeah, it is unfortunately an emulator. Yes, it is an emulator, which is really strange to think that there is a PS5 emulator or a PS4 emulator with all these enhancements and stuff. Also, you can see it's kind of funny. It's kind of interesting because this is pre-recorded. So because this is pre-recorded, it's going to be 30 frames. That won't be 60 FPS, but anything in-game will be. That, I think, will mean that the cinematics will be in 60 because they, it depends on who you choose. So I'm wondering, like, we'll hop into adventure mode and we will take a look. Yeah, it looks better and it's smoother than the Switch emulation. Yes, that I believe. But still, it's got problems. Certain levels are gonna have certain issues. and I'm gonna probably have to do further tweaking. Yeah, this first lap may be, this seems like this lap is gonna be rough. The first lap will be rough, but let's see how it smooths out. We already got some texture issues with Rue's tubes a little bit here. Anybody get a Wumpa coins? No, because you would have to extract your save from the game, from your PlayStation 4 to be able to do that, and I am unaware of how to do that quite yet. Still, very experimental. We're still, still figuring things out. And the developers behind this are still trying to figure things out as well. I was able to get this on the, I believe it's the latest patch, which is 1.21, I think. So this isn't stock either. This isn't day one. You can get it day one, but this has the update file added. So we'll quit here for now. And we're going to try, we are going to try the adventure mode and see how that goes. And yes, that means I will not be able to play my beloved Spyro, because you have to get him through the pit stop, right? And it requires internet access, and because we don't have internet access, we can't do it. So, kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. So there is a way to do it. There is a way to do it. You just have to get a save profile that has everything unlocked into the not the BIOS, but into the file system of the emulator. And it will accept it and then be like, oh yeah, you have everything unlocked. And I'm sure there's one floating around. I'm sure there's one floating around. Just have to see if I can get access to it in some way. Yeah, so you can see that we have all the Beanox stuff, like all the Beanox cart and stuff. We gotta still deal with the classic. Paint jobs, the cog blue. Yeah, we'll go with that. Oh boy, yeah, no. So if you guys have been seeing, I was pretty much ranting and raving on Twitter a lot about the ending of physical media, and I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. That I've expressed over and over and over and over and over again. The Apollo save database has a CTR save file with all unlocked. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Apollo save database. So the first cinematic is most likely going to be in 30. Yeah, I can already see it's in 30. Because it's pre-rendered.
Greetings, creatures of this planet. I come to compete.
So you pesky Earth slugs like to race, eh? Well, I, nitrous oxide, am the fastest racer in the galaxy.
You just need a flash drive and exFAT and copy the save data onto it and use that. Okay, that's interesting.
Game I call survival of the...
All right, let's see. All right, let's see how the pre-recorded cutscenes look. Yep.
Welcome to the adventure area. You can travel around this area and practice your driving skills. The dots and stars on the map represent warp pads which lead to races. When they flash, it signifies they are open to play.
I think that
racetrack, drive into a
maybe, I don't know. Is it a little bit off?
Vortex. and it will take you to the track's starting line. Finish the track in first place to win a trophy. As you collect more trophies, other tracks will unlock. Good luck and drive fast.
All right. So let's go and do... Yeah, see, so you notice how it's starting to lag? Again, that's compiling shaders. So now, once I go back down here, see the lag is gone now? Yeah, so basically, the game only renders the shaders that it needs, and then once it's like, okay, we have those shaders, they are now loaded and saved. So sometimes the first time that you go through a race, you're going to notice, or when you encounter someone else's effects, like on their tires or on their car or whatever, the shader needs to compile. For a second, I thought we were about to already explode. We didn't explode. Not yet. Not yet. It froze for a moment, but then, well, let's hope. I'm not. We're good. We're good. I wonder if there's a way through like Parsec or something, or the same technology as Parsec, to be able to hook up like a server or something to be able to play on PC in multiplayer. Ow. Yeah, it sort of optimizes. Kinda, yeah, that's a way to put it. It just kind of optimizes it. It lags for a moment, and then it's like, ah, no, I know what shader you need there. And then it loads it. Ow. Create virtual servers. Yeah, that's what it would, they need is virtual servers.
You're sure taking your sweet time.
I wonder too with emulators. I wonder if this opens the door for mods and stuff. Mod support. Oh no. Oh no. There's already mods. Well, I do declare. Where will those mods be? Yes, I'm in hard mode, yes. Game Banana, thank you. All right, so I'm seeing there are mods, just not a lot of them.
Congratulations, you win a trophy. You can go faster through turns by power sliding.
Thank you, Aku Aku.
Congratulations, you have just earned.
Thank you. All right. So, I also wanted to stream this today, because I'm currently doing a video that we are kind of going deeper into, that we're kind of breaking down, and I do think that there is going to be, I do think and I do hope that we're going to be seeing a brand new a new CTR. Now, I was talking with a buddy of mine, and we were just spitballing, and I'm not going to include this in my next video, hence why I'm going to be probably talking about it now a little bit, because it's more speculative. I am wondering if there is some small Crash project that's been in development that would be coming out this year, or at least announced this year. And I'm talking small. I'm talking a port. I'm talking a remake. I'm talking a mobile game. I'm wondering, because if you guys aren't aware, emerging franchises, I gotta double check the claim on this, but nearly every year emerging franchises has released a game. Every year. And whether it's Tony Hawk, whether it's Crash, whether it's Spyro, whether it's whatever, there was a game from the emerging franchises portfolio released every single year. And hence why I expected that Spyro was going to be released this year. And color me surprised when I saw that he's coming in spring. So,
Now that's what I'm.
is it possible that there is something in the works as we are speaking that they could throw together to release for in celebration for the 30th anniversary? And I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. Who would do it? What would it be? And that's where I'm like, okay, because right now there is nothing that's coming out
Congratulations.
from emerging franchises this year, thus far.
To get a turbo boost while power sliding, wait until the smoke from your exhaust turns
Have you beaten
black.
all the time trial?
Then
Ghost?
press the power slide button.
Almost all of them. I did most of them. I have not done all the dev ghosts. I got about 3/4 of them done, and then I lost my save, and I was just like, ah. I lost my drive and will to want to do it again. So, yes, this is an emulator. Oh yeah, we're gonna be. That's okay, Elena. We're gonna be having stutters and hiccups and hacks and he and ha ha. It's gonna be all. It's gonna be as I said. It's all experimental. It's all experimental. Oh. I messed up. My mouse is also on the screen being mousy. There we go. Yeah, some of Dragon Mines was tough. I suggest use Drift. Use Drift for Dragon Mines. That's what I used, and it... Oh, jeez. Ah, man, I got my face destroyed in 60 FPS. Ah! Boogaba. There we go. The thing that is really cool about this is the fact that we also have the motion blur removed. Like, that to me is also what like really makes this shine, is the fact that we don't even have the motion blur anymore. Now, I'm wondering if maybe Iron Galaxy is doing a port of some kind for the 30th anniversary. Which I would be like, okay,
Now that's what I'm talking.
I'm fine with that. Right? If they turn around, they're like, hey, Iron Galaxy is going to, excuse me, they're going to make something, right? They're going to, like, they're going to port something. They're going to make a collection. They're going to bring it to PC. They're going to make a port, whatever. Then it's like, okay, cool. I'm fine with that. If they're like, hey, Iron Galaxy is making a game from the ground up, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm terrified. Oh no. I am scared.
Congratulations.
I am quite scared.
Trophy. When you get a TNT crate on your head, start.
But we also know that Beanox had that bloody art shown off. That art is absolutely, there's something about that art. I'm telling you. Some people have tried to dismiss it now. I don't know how you can. There's something about that art that they shared. That art that they shared.
Boss keys to open this
And a fan of your
door.
content. Thank you for your shout out the other day with the Realm Beyond villain concept. I appreciate it. Is there a Discord I can join? Yes, you can.
Beat the boss in a
Absolutely, you can. If one of the mods could throw one of the Discord servers, that would be great. And yes, I remember the shout out the other day, Dusky Animations. I remember seeing it and being like, "Oh my gosh, this was awesome!" And I'm happy to hear that you're a viewer. Thank you, a viewer, a watcher. Also, we went to we also went to so to try to help out with the mood of the trip, we went to the Pittsburgh Zoo. We went to the Pittsburgh Zoo and we stopped partway through, and there was some, oh, might be if I, while we were there, we had lunch, and then we opened up, some nice gentleman opened up the door for us to, you know, to let us out. We were very appreciative of that. And then I get a DM later on Twitter that the person that was there was a fan of the channel, and they're like, "Oh, you were eating, and I didn't want to bother you, but, you know, just wanted to say, you know, I saw you at the zoo, thought, you know, didn't want to bother you while you were eating, but just wanted to say, you know, thank you for what you do." And I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" I had no idea. They didn't say anything, and it was just super cool. And I was like, okay, that's super awesome that we go all the way to Pittsburgh, and even in Pittsburgh, we have fans of the channel, which I think is absolutely crazy in the best sense of the word. Oh, come on. Ooh, if I had to do an anniversary port. Okay, so I would do the. I think you would have to do the Legend of Spyro. I think you would have to do a port of Legend of Spyro, the trilogy. I think you would have to, if you had to choose one, or a Hero's Tale. You either gotta do the whole trilogy of the Legend of Spyro, or just the Hero's Tale. Because, you know, we know why we're not doing Enter the Dragonfly. We absolutely know why. We're not doing Enter the Dragonfly. We know why we're not doing Enter the Dragonfly. If you do Legend of Spyro, it would have to be a port. Like a good port, but not a full-scale remake. It would be a port. Man, with how everything's been going recently, I am thrilled about the position that Toys for Bob is in right now. Let's pick 3 Crash games for another insane style remake bundle. What 3 games would it be? Oh boy. Why? Hold on. Why is Ripperoo green? Remember how I said that things are going to be a little wild? I wasn't joking. I wasn't kidding. Hey, Megabyte Megan, how's it going? Come on. So yeah, we got CTR on an emulator on the PC with a 60 FPS boost, all the motion blur removed, and we also have the PS5 Pro boost. I guess there is technically a, I guess there was technically a resolution increase, upgrade specifically for the PS4 Pro. Nitro poisoning or something. Yeah. So Yuzu and Ryujinx is for Switch, right? Because this is the PS4. This is the PS4 version. Ah, shoot. Guess we're switching. PS4 runs the game at 1440. Okay. Thank you for the updates there, man. Ah! I'm bouncing too much! I was jumping too high.
Time to rock and roll.
Ripperoo, more like Ripper Snooze. No. It's funnier in my head. Yeah, this track, so far, this is the track that's had the worst thus far is Ruse Tubes. Ruse Tubes so far is Struggleville.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Not the first. Okay, so now we're back to... So sorry, what 3 games would I pick? You would, I mean, the problem is that there's not too many. You would have to go, I think you would have to go Twin Sanity. If you had to bundle them together, I think your best bet would have to be Twin Sanity. Mind over Mutants.
Congratulations on opening this new area. Here you will find 4 more tracks to race. Good
And
luck.
Crash the Titans. I think you would have to go those 3. Because the problem is that, you know, you have Wrath of Cortex, which is just, you know, alternate warped. Right? And just doing an insane style remake for Wrath of Cortex, well, it might as well just be like a, you know, I think that if you did the Titans games and then did Twin Sanity as the open world, call it like the open world RPG, or the open world Crash games, I think that's where you have some sort of cohesion, because you have to realize that you need to have it as a trilogy and for it to kind of make some resemblance of sense. So if you go if you go the other way, it's not going to work. So if you just kind of take Twin Sanity and kind of ratchet it onto the Titans games and then find a way to kind of smooth them out, I think that would be your best bet. Let's see Coco Park in 60 frames. I might do a video, like I said. I think I'm going to do a video where I'm just going to sit down and just like record a lap
Taking your sweet time.
of each of the tracks so that everyone can see what it looks like in beautiful, gorgeous 60 FPS. And you see, the problem is that you know, for those who are wondering, you also can't really do the racing games because Nitro-Fueled kind of just did it all. Like, Beanox went nuts and just were like, hey, what if we just made like the greatest crash racer of all time? And then did. And then they were like, hey, what if we just made it better and added more? And then they did. And they're like, hey, what if we could add every conceivable character nearly in the franchise
That's what I'm talking about.
for reasons? And they're like, sure. Like, I'm trying to think. You had Willy Wumpa Cheeks. Is there really any other significant character of any because you had Willy Wumpa Cheeks makes, because out of all the characters that didn't make it, the only character that I think that was like that should have been here should have been Willy Wumpa Cheeks, right? Yeah, see, you don't really need Ripto or the Sorceress. You don't need the...
You win a trophy.
You don't need the... Willy was really the only
The
one.
more Wumpa fruit you collect, the faster your cart will go.
The Evil
If you collect
Twins?
it-
Okay. Evil Crash, perhaps. Madame Amberly wasn't that significant. I'm sorry, she wasn't. She wasn't that significant. Like, I'm talking like I'm talking significant characters, right? Like, even Evil Crash is a stretch. Evil Twins, we could go with that, yes. So I feel like there's two characters that are like, okay, maybe they should have gone in here. Is Viscount. Viscount, yeah, the Viscount. Bang! I think that they almost got every major character, right? I mean, here's the thing. Here's the other thing, is that the only other characters that you need to add now, of course, you need to add female Tana, or not female Tana, oh my gosh, my brain. Alternate reality Tana. Listen, I blame the wildfires, okay? Female Entropy. That's who I was thinking. Female Entropy. Anyway, you need to add Female Entropy. You need to add, oh shoot. You gotta add Female Entropy. You gotta add Tana, alternate reality Tana. Trying to think of any other major character that is really new from 4 that was really introduced. The Quantum Masks as items. The thing is that when it comes to the next CTR game, they got a big mantle to come up to. Like, they got a huge mantle they gotta deal with. Because Nitro-Fueled did so much. And they did so good. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I saw Elena! I see Elena donating $50 through Super Chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you, Elena. Give me 1 second. I might lose this too. Donation of the stream thus far. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. $5 for Grandma. She's watching. Please say everyone hi. Hi. You still have to 11 victory sets to play this Xbox show. Might want to play them soon too. Use this for the Forget Me Not seeds to honor all late family members, pets included. Thank you. I appreciate that, Lena. Thank you. I know we have a bunch of victory noises that we gotta do. There's a whole bunch that we have to get done. There's a whole bunch of things I need to catch up on, because right when I got back from my trip, I was like, I'm gonna get some work done. And they said, oh, by the way, you have a dentist appointment to get your last 2 cavities and a wisdom tooth pulled. I was like, yay. And today's the first day that I finally feel normal. And it's Thursday. So, like, the week is almost cooked already. I do plan on doing a Spyro Yap Sesh this I do plan on doing a Spyro Yap Sesh this Saturday. to catch up on a few things. I have a Crash Bandicoot video in the works. I have another Cinder video in the works. I have another Cinder video in the works. I have more stuff in development as we speak it. I have been poking about an interview and saying, hey, can we get an interview? Can we get an interview? Hey. I haven't gotten a solid answer on that yet. But I have been poking. Trust me, I'm sure the PR agents hate me. They're probably like, kid, this guy, shut up.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
And I'm like, hey, listen. Hey, listen. So, if you guys want to look forward to something, as we speak, hey, Hypno Snake, how's it going? As we speak, the Cinder video that I made, I am opening myself up a little bit with a second one, attempting a skill that I am going to be quite anxious for people to look at. It's going to give you an idea as to what the next video will be called. And it was, how's it going? I think I started following you before this game. I remember, yes, Hypno Shark. Yes, I remember you, Hypno Shark. I made 2 short stories for Cinder. I wrote them. I wrote 2 short stories. And I'm anxious because I wrote all the prose. I did everything. I wrote the prose. The only thing that I use any assistance for is like, I'm no shark. I'm a snake. Sorry, Hypno Snake. Sorry, Hypno Shark. I got you mixed up with Hypno Shark. I apologize. Sorry. There's another user named Hypno Shark. I saw the Hypno S and my brain filled it in. Hypno Snake. I apologize. But, I sat down and I wrote 2 short stories for 2 alternative versions of stories for Cinder in A Realm Beyond. As a, hey, here's an idea of how her new origin story could be, and wrote it. Now, I know that I am opening myself up to criticism and people outright lambasting me and making fun of me, because essentially, yes, when you write down, I wrote 2 chapters of potential fan fiction, sure, but the idea is to explain. It was a practice of, okay, how do we do this and this and this without losing this and this and this? And so I created 2 separate origin stories for her that are not completely different, but that are used in a way that is, hey, if she's being used this way, this is how you can do it. If she's being used this way, this is how you can do it. And I will be posting the links to those on the video, because the video will be called Rewriting Cinder for A Realm Beyond. that's essentially the title of the video, is Rewriting Cinder for Spiral Around Beyond. And again, they're only short stories. They would only be constituted as like a chapter.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when it came out when I was in high school, stuck with me all these years. While to find you again now, Grace. Hey, that was my Spiral Rebirth video live stream. My theory video on that was in a way that catapulted me into like a lot. I've met friends because of, I have two listen, that is one of my most favorite videos I ever made, because I have two personal friends that I still talk to weekly because of that video, which I think is absolutely wild. I think that it's because of that video I met there are two very close friends of mine that I met because of that video. And I'm like, they saw that video, they're like, wow, I'm going to subscribe. And then when we found each other in a mutual server, they're like, hey, I know you made that video. And I was like, yeah, I did make that video. And yeah, so that video quite literally got me a lot of people who are a lot of OGs for the channel.
Congratulations, you win a trophy.
I am excited.
You can get a hang time turbo from jumping.
Come on, here we go. Okay. All right, after this, I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to get some water. Some water. Yes, this is a PS4 emulation. Aw, man. I hate when I'm just hold on. Here, we're gonna restart this so I can get a better start. Basic version or with everything unlocked? Not the basic, but most definitely not everything unlocked. 9K subscribers. I know, right? Man. $9K subscribers to go. I am so pumped. But I hope you guys understand that, you know, when we hit 100K, you're gonna see a weeping, sobbing, sad sap, a weeping, sad sap of a man. Because I think that we will hit it by at least 2027. And that to me is wild because that would be 10 years that it took me to get to 100K. 10 years of working, 10 years of making content, 10 years of busting my butt and doing this, and it would just be something amazing. Prepare the thumbnail. We're doubting saying that they're completely shocked about the reveal. I'm sure they're silent now. There are a lot of people that were very, 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 very chirpy and very, very yappy that suddenly were no longer chirpy or yappy when after Spyro Around Beyond got announced. So yeah, that's yes, that is true. That is very true. So when I go onto Google and I'm looking for things, I will come across posts that are talking about me that I'm not looking for it. I come across it though because I'm looking for Spiral, and because I'm looking for Spiral information and news, I'll come across forums, and leading up to the announcement, all the way up to the announcement of Around Beyond, I hated doing it because every time I did, I would come across Reddit posts and threads and forums of people talking and saying some of the worst things that they've said about me that I've read, and I was like, wow, that, and of course puts me in a spiral down into sadness, right? Because, when you sit there and, you're trying your best to prove something and talk to something, and you have mass groups of people that are sitting there saying that you're trying to be disingenuous and hurtful and angry to other people and trying to peddle on things, and it's like, no, I'm telling you, that's not what's happening, and it would come across it. So of course, since the reveal, I've been looking stuff up to see if anybody's getting any extra interviews, getting little extra nuggets of information that maybe is, that we haven't seen yet for a video. Maybe, Paul or Lou during your interview segment answered a question in an interesting way, or answered something in a way that was different, that, would be great for a video. And I've noticed that the comments about me, whenever I'm looking, have gone to zilch, 0. And maybe there is some people talking about me in some slanderous way. I don't know. But I haven't seen it come up on Google search as of recently. So I was like, huh. Ain't that interesting? But I can't wait for the people to come back out when I start talking about CTR2, because that's my next target. That's my next theorized game right now. That I'm like, okay, I'm starting to think that something's happening.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Is people are gonna get mad at me for talking about that.
Papu not himself today. Maybe Papu not eating a big breakfast. You're fast for being so small. Here's key to help. Oxide much bigger problem for you. Him not as big, but him much more grumpy.
How dare you talk about CTR2? How very dare you? I know, right? How dare I? How would I? Why would I? How dare you? I have a new Crash Bandicoot / CTR video scripted. But with the new video released today, I got to adjust some of that and a few other things as well. So, but I'm excited. I can't wait. Hey, Emerald Queen! Member for 48 months. Love the green. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Emerald Queen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you so much, Elena! Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Now, I did... Yeah, see, there we go. See, we got some lag spikes, but then we're good. Now watch, when we go back and we do it again, it'll be fine. Okay, so here, I'm going to answer your question, Lightning Gaming, when I get back. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm just going to take a quick break. I'm going to let this resume. I'm going to let this play, do its thing. I'm going to just run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. I got distracted. I was having a conversation with my wife. Go back. Hang on a second. Please make a guide to how to set this up. Well, yeah. It's a hype for the 30th anniversary. Yes, I am too. Again, sorry, got distracted. Was having a chat with my wife about something. And as always happens with me and my wife, we always get into deep conversations. And then I realized, I'm like, ah, crap, I gotta get back to streaming. Okay, let me hold on a second. Yes, remember your question. Yes, which was, okay, so let's talk about this for a second. Toys for Bob obviously is interested in making Banjo-Kazooie. That is something that has been clear. And that's been something that has been reported before. Actually, it was broken on my channel, where it was outright said, you know, the Bear and Bird, you know, that they want to remake the, oh shoot, the Bear and Bird. So, I think that Toys for Bob also said that they want to keep doing Spyro too. So I don't know how both things can be true. Because here's I love adventure mode. Because here's the thing. Toys for Bob is not a gigantic studio. I don't got enough speed. That can do. Hey, Beyond Xenos, how's it going? That can do multiple projects at once at the moment. Having said that, they are a. Having said that, they are. What's it called? They are remote, so that means that they technically could go expand in their size and be able to show and be able to do multiple projects at once. So how can both things be true? If Toys for Bob wants Spyro to keep going, and at the moment, it's not like there's a lot of people right now who's clamoring right now to work with Xbox and to work on a Spyro game. As far as I'm aware, the only team that is interested at the moment is Toys for Bob. So the reality is that if you want a Toys for Bob led Banjo-Kazooie, that means that you're going to have to put Spyro in the trunk for 6 years after Realm Beyond. Minimum. And it would be, so to give you an idea, the game comes out in 2027. I would be 32 at that point. Fast forward 6 years, I'm going to be 38. I would be 38 at that point, right? Which, I'll be honest with you, I don't want to be waiting till I'm 38 to play a new Spyro After a Realm Beyond, because the only way that you could do something like that is if Toys for Bob grew big enough to be able to have 2 projects in development, and one of them being Banjo and the other one being Spyro.
How's my exhaust taste?
Because you have to think, if it minimum 5 years, because you have to think, if they turn around and they make Banjo, right? Let's say they make Banjo, okay? It's going to take them 3 years to make Banjo. So they start working on Banjo. It takes them 3 years. After that, they then turn around and start working on a new Spyro. Now, maybe they can extrapolate some stuff off from A Realm Beyond and recycle it. Well, okay. Then we turn around and we get the game in 2 years of development. Worst luck to get hit. There we go.
That's what I'm talking about.
And this is the problem, is that if we want Toys for Bob, because here's the thing, is that Spyro fans are not going to want to remove their clutches from Toys for Bob. They won't. They don't want to. Spyro fans are going to, as soon as A Realm Beyond is out, the first thing that Spyro fans are going to say is, so when's the next one? Please tell me you're making another one. Hey! I Can Games became a $2 member. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by donating through the link through the description below, which will hit the rent bar. Or if you want to become a member, you can click a link as well, the join button, which gives you access to emojis like over on Twitch. You can also gift memberships as well. Thank you everybody so much for your kindness and contributions. New member. So the thing is that Spyro fans are going to be like, absolutely, when's the next Spyro game? You know, and just hold on to the clutches and not let go. Right? So if they turn around and said, hey, we're working on a Banjo game next, Spyro fans are going to be like, well, there goes Spyro. Right? Because it would take that long for a new game to come out. And with the way the gaming industry has been going, Jiminy Christmas, like, I'm worried that there's even going to be a gaming industry. You know, I wouldn't even say that Bandicoot sauce. I think it's because Spyro fans have been feeling so starved that getting anything is just like, oh my gosh, I got it. And I don't want to let go. It's now that I have you back. It's okay, Toys for Bob. Now that we have you back, I never want to let go of you ever again. Because people are going to associate the only way that you're ever going to get a Spyro game is through Toys for Bob. Why? Because every single modern Spyro game that's come out thus far has been because of Toys for Bob. And Toys for Bob has shown and gone on record to say, hey, we love Spyro, and we approached Xbox with Spyro in mind, saying, hey, we want to make Spyro. From day one. From day one, they're like, hey, we want to do Spyro. So now people are like, hey, we really, really want to make sure that we always get Spyro and that Spyro stays in the limelight. But then you're going to have people, also Crash fans, that want Toys for Bob to come back and work on a new Crash game because they're going to be fans of Crash 4 and they're going to be like, wow, I really like what they did in Crash 4. I want them back for Crash 4. So you got to balance that out now. So now you have Crash Bandicoot. People are going to want Toys for Bob to be working on Crash Bandicoot. You're going to have people wanting them to work on Banjo-Kazooie. There's only so much one studio can do. So, how do you have a happy medium? Well, in my opinion, you need Toys for Bob needs an assistant team. Back in the day when they were doing Skylanders games, there were three teams. It was Vicarious Visions, Toys for Bob, and Beanox. Those were the teams that were working on Skylanders to be able to have a game come out every year. Right? Now, I'm not saying a game every year, but a game every 2 years would be pretty awesome. And the only way to be able to try to clock something like this is that you need to have an assistant team. You need a secondary team. You need them. No ifs, ands, or buts. You need an assistant team. You need a secondary team to be able to take lead on projects with Toys for Bob still assisting. So, what do? Well, there's Double Fine.
Best of.
Sorry. So here's the problem with expanding the studio.
Congratulations, you win a trophy.
Now, here's the thing. And this is going to be a hot take. So let me say a hot take. Okay? Let me say a hot take. But I've spoken with 2 separate people that have worked in the industry. And both of them have said the same thing. Is that when you increase the size of a team and the more people that you add, you can get more done, but it is much slower for the team to move, right? Let me explain this for a second. Toys for Bob likes the idea of being more small. When you're smaller, you're more nimble. Which means, no, you can't be a powerhouse like some of these bigger studios. But if anything needs to be changed, like if there's anything like, oh, we need to change direction on something, to pivot and move is super quick. Having said that, when it goes the other way, where you're this giant team and you're getting all this stuff done, all of a sudden you need to pivot or change your move. It's really hard and it's really slow and it bogs everybody up. There are some people that prefer to work on teams of like only 50. Some people only prefer to work on teams that are like 20, right? But we are seeing these teams of 1,000+ employees, 400, 500, 600 people working on a game. And there is a lot, and I do mean a lot of people that are working on these games. When you have that many people working on the game, you start to lose how nimble you are. So while, yes, things can get done slower, if you ever have to pivot or move on anything, it can be a hindrance. It's like Snake. Yes, you have a bigger body and you can move and you have a bigger body and you can eat more, but you also have to contend with your own size. So, I don't want Toys for Bob to get so big that they lose how nimble they are. It gets to a point where if the studio is just too big, it becomes such a hassle to be able to just maneuver. Now, that's not my opinion. That is what I've been told. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but my take is that these big, really large teams are really, really, really difficult to manage. Now, not only that, there's something else that was said in that interview that a lot of people didn't realize that I clocked that I think is actually brilliant. But it's still, but more than 2 part, a similar scale, a similar art style. So, I understand what you're saying, Emerald Queen. I completely understand what you're saying. Inevitably, no matter what, the bigger you get, the less nimble you become. Right? The bigger you get, that's why if you have a single dev studio, they're the most nimble, because they could sit there and say, you know what, I was gonna make this a farming sim. Now I'm gonna make it a first-person shooter, right? Well, it's one person, so they are the most nimble. The problem is that to be able to get to the point where they could handle 2 games, I'm worried that Toys for Bob would sacrifice too much of being nimble to be able to do that. Because the thing is that I think something that was said in the interview, which I think is brilliant, is that Toys for Bob said they don't sit with a game or an idea for longer than 4 years. Period. They don't sit there and they don't noodle. They don't sit there and noodle on an idea. They go from the idea saying, hey, we're going to make this, to presenting, hey, here's the game final product within 4 years. And I think that's brilliant. I think that is brilliant and something that is really wise.
Zombies tracks. Well, now you'll see why I'm the most feared driver on this circuit. I'll earn the right to face Oxide by crushing you into break dust. Let's race.
All right, give me a second here. We're gonna switch up our character here. They don't want to sit there and develop a game forever and ever and ever and ever. Ugh. They don't want to sit there and be developing a game and developing and developing and noodling and developing and developing and adjusting and tweaking and developing and adjusting and tweaking. They don't want to do that. They know, hey, we have a limited timeline, we have a limited budget, we want to do these things, and let's do it within the proper amount of time. Let's not, turn the game into something that it isn't. Let's not completely, and so there's a pressure. Are you saying that they make the game within 4 years of wanting to, or saying that they don't finish it in 4 years, they quit, or something else? What I'm saying is that they put a deadline. They put a deadline. They're saying, hey, we have a game out within 4 years, period. We come up with an idea. Once we're all sold on it, once we're doing it, we're doing it, and we're working on it. And then what happens is let me explain what happens. You come up with an idea. It's a great idea. Then someone says, well, what if we did this? Oh, that makes it better. Well, if we did this, well, that makes it greater. And then this. But each time you add this, the game gets bigger and the scope gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And what happens is that they present to a producer and say, hey, we want to make this game and it's going to take us 3 years to make it. Cool, 3 years. They come up with the idea. Then they start developing. They're like, hey, you know what would be really cool if we did that? Okay, let's do it. They don't expand the time or the budget. Oh, you'll be really cool? Let's do this. Oh, that's really cool too. Yeah, it's a really good idea. And what happens is that then they start getting close to the time where they have to announce and they have to do stuff. And they're like, oh crap, we are behind. Okay, what do? Okay, we delay the game. We ask for more money. Okay. So then they're developing. Oh, it'd be really cool. You know what? This game is really, it's really good, but it's missing something. It's missing something. You know what? It needs this. Okay, that's really good. Okay, then it needs this. Okay, that's awesome. Oh no, the game's getting too big again. Okay, we have to pull a feature. Well, let's pull this feature. Okay, well that feature is the reason why we had this and this. So we got to pull all this off. But now that doesn't work. Okay, what do? We need to patch it. Okay, let's create this. Okay, that's a good idea to fix it, but then we need this to fix that. Okay, then we need to balance with this. And what happens is that it just keeps growing and growing and exploring, and then something goes wrong, so they have to take things away. And it gets to a point where it's like, you need to know when to say no. That's it. Where, wow, that's a really cool idea. We're too big. We've hit the mark. Because in order to make that game that you are saying, we need another 2 years to get that done. And if it's passing our 4-year marker, we're not doing it. We're not going to do it. The game is coming out in 4 years from when we started. Within 4 years. They said 2, 3, 4 years. 3, 4 years, they said specifically. 3, 4 years. 2 years is their typical thing. They strike lightning. They hit hard. And they keep going. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, this is good. Bang. Hey, this is a great idea. We need to get this set up. Bang, bang. And they know how to keep things within scope. Because that is a problem, is that when you have games that are too big, and then they scope out of control, and then they need more money, they need more time, they need more this, they need more that, they need more, they need this, they need that, and then eventually there's no money left because the producer is angry because you said that you were going to get the game done in 4 years and on budget. Now it's 6 years and we've almost doubled the budget, and now you're asking for more. And what happens is that then the game comes out, and yeah, I am playing on PC. This is an emulator. Yep, you can see the mouse cursor. Ricky-dicky-dicky. I can even do this too. Look at this. Oh, I can't do it right now. Uh-oh. Did I mess myself up? I did. No, I didn't. There, look. Yes, it is actually running at 60 FPS. Okay. In a second. Strawberries.
I like strawberries.
I like it too.
I feel like this is too much strawberries. What do you guys think?
I think it's cute.
It's a little everywhere.
I think
don't
it's
think
cute.
It's too like screaming strawberries.
I mean, yes, it is screaming strawberries, and that's okay.
Hi, everybody. I need opinions.
I think you look great.
That is very sweet of you.
You do.
Strawberries.
Strawberries.
Ugh.
On. Here, we'll make it so everyone can see.
We'll make it so everyone can say, "Oh, fantastic."
Strawberries.
Strawberries.
I think you look great.
Thank you. I don't know how I feel about it. It's just very strawberry-y.
Well,
And it might be too much.
I think it's cute.
Thank you.
What?
Maybe it's too. Oh, thank you. Someone.
Yeah,
else
yeah.
likes it.
Someone else. Thank
You
you.
don't count.
Oh, I don't count. Okay.
I'm teasing.
Yes.
Aw, he's a cock, though. Dang. I like the cat. This is like strawberry cats.
And you are an all in caps person. Who else? Yes. Are you? It took you 10 years to realize this? Yes. Like, duh. I mean, no. Listen, they're well-mannered all caps. We got complimented yet again today while at breakfast.
I'm like, yeah, I worked really hard. She's like, I worked really hard this morning. He's like, hi.
Well, that was her son?
Yeah. She looked really good for, I guess, him being an older man.
Yeah, I mean,
He
jeez.
looks like they were on a date.
Yeah, I thought they were on a date.
Nope, he was taking his mom out for breakfast.
That's how it's done.
Toga looks a bit off. No, that's just a skin error. A little metallic-y. Yeah, it happens.
You're not so slow after all. Surprised me, you
Hello.
did.
Hello.
Ooh, they got a table outside. It's an umbrella. Strawberry thing? That's
Here's
I see you
a
walking around
key
like
for
this,
the
but maybe
win.
it's
Still,
Sure.
I think you're not fast.
I
enough
like it.
to
So
outrace
man, I
Oxide.
keep getting
We're going
like
to lose
what feels like ash in
our
the back of my
planet.
throat. Like that's the only way I can describe it.
breathing isn't fun.
Ooh, hold on. I gotta show you guys. Look at this art that was made for Spyro that someone did by Luigi.
Aw, it's beautiful.
I like it.
I like it.
You can see the little parakeets back there.
Look how muscly he looks.
Yeah, he is a little muscly, which I still think is because he's got fire coming off of him.
He looks like he's a teen.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that.
So cool.
Spyro!
This is nice artwork. I'm going to go put away the food and then go play Age.
All right, go play H.
Thank you.
I love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. So yeah. No one's hating on it. Everyone likes it. I haven't seen anyone knocking it, and if anyone tries to knock it, I'm booting the door down and telling them off. Because how dare you? The art is amazing. Wait, is this an emulator? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, my friend. I'm not lying. It is in the title of the stream. It says that it's on PC. Do people think I lie? That I lie? I have no idea if Toys for Bob is dropping information once a month. As much as I wish I could comment on that, I cannot. Did I dump the game? I am in Canada, and though I did not dump the game, what I did under Canadian law is legal. Under Canadian law. By the law of Canada, I broke no laws. Having said that, legally, yes, you have to dump your own game. Check with your legal logs and your local laws for any additional shortcuts that you may or may not be allowed to take. Don't touch me! No, they definitely have a composer. It's probably Stefan Vankoff. A clock! I haven't seen one of these since the Mesozoic era. Bye-bye. Let's go. It is weird to be going blue fire and 60 FPS. Yes, I did that on purpose. Yes. That intention was intentional. Oh, Sean can have a very bad day. Oh, yeah, Oh, no! Oh, no! My blue fire!
And that's how it's done.
Does it feel much different? It is a little bit different. It feels like it's not a crazy difference in gameplay, but it is like, oh, this is spicy. Yes. Right now, over the course of 24 hours right now, if you're in New York City, expert warns that breathing New York City's smoke-filled air is equivalent to smoking 10 cigarettes. Now, is that over the course of 24 hours? I'm not sure. So, James, have you played Digimon Story Time Stranger? Hey, Annabeth, how's it going? Yes, I have. I've beaten it, and I've also platinumed it as well. Excuse me. Well, I've been sneezing like crazy since these wildfires, man. Oh, jeez Louise. It's been bad. Been bad, dog. Around here, it's been bad. Yesterday was worse, though, like, for the color. It literally looked like the apocalypse was coming. It literally looked like, I'm like, am I in a Borderlands film? What is going on here? Yes, so for those who don't know, I'll quickly inform. Canada, specifically Ontario, Northern Ontario is very much on fire. There are a few wildfires that have gone out of control. There are some entire counties and entire cities that have just been like, for example, the city of Collins is gone. There is no more city of Collins. It has all burned to the ground. It's not good. It's not good right now. Canadians are doing everything that they can. But that being said, there are only so much of us. And we have a lot of forest. There's a lot of forest. And unfortunately, when it comes to fire, it gets to the point where it's so big, you can't just put it out. People are like, oh yeah, just, pour water on it. No, you don't realize that you try to do what those planes are doing where they're dumping water everywhere. Most of the water evaporates before it even lands. Like for some of these epic giant forest fires, they're brutal. And standing within them, it literally like cooks your face. So this isn't good. What's happening right now in Canada is bad. And what happened is that the wind and the humidity is pushing it all down south. Due south directly. So already, I have thoughts. I have thoughts because there's currently, listen, I'm gonna, Newswire says, Senator Blankety Blank introduces a bill to sanction Canada for failing to contain wildfire smoke for hitting Ohio. And then on top of that, quote, if Canada will not manage its forests to prevent these fires, the United States will look elsewhere and act on our own to protect our people, said a group of U.S. lawmakers. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want it to get political in here because it's part of my rules. Having said that, why are politicians angry about wind? Are we not going to talk about how California, 2 years ago, was literally burnt to a crisp and there were Canadians that died helping drop water and trying to help save people? Do you not think that Canadians were affected by that? Why would you sanction Canada?
Check this out.
Because the wind blew south. The nightly build? Okay, I'll have to take a look at the nightly build.
That's how it's done.
There is something just wild to hear that sentence.
Congratulations, you win a trophy.
Also, now this is going, this is going to be an interesting case. Hold on. Something just came up on my Twitter that is, whoo, because I see both aspects. I'm going to put this over here. A class action lawsuit has been filed against YouTube over its ad-free subscription claims. Plaintiffs argue YouTube Premium still shows ads because creators include sponsorship segments in their videos. Ooh. This is where I'm like, when I sit there and I look and I'm like, as much as for a content creator that sucks, they might have legal standing. There might be a legal standpoint for that. Because technically speaking, it is ad-free. The that is an interesting discussion. I'm bouncing it between my brain here. Because here's the thing, as a content creator, right? The knee-jerk reaction as a content creator is, no, don't do that because I'm losing a stream of income, right? Which, as a content creator, I get that. Having said that, though, as a viewer, I also understand getting agitated about having some of the sponsored ad segments that I really don't care for. The only thing that I see that would work in the best way, which is not going to happen, because the easiest way is for YouTube to counteract this, try to get the amount reduced as much as possible, and then turn around and adjust the wording to saying, hey, no YouTube backed ads. You can go YouTube backed ad free. However, sponsorships will be different. And they just turn around, they fight the course, they fight the case, they reduce the amount down, they pay it out, and they turn around and they reword their statement of saying, it's not ad free. it's something free, right? So that's the easiest and the most logical route to go, so that content creators can still continue to do sponsorships. And they say go ad free, but sponsorships are not the same. Having said that, because it makes the most sense and it is the easiest, and anybody with a brain could come up with that idea and most people would be happy, it's not what's going to happen. Because everybody can sit there and logistically figure out what's going to happen, that's not what's going to happen. Because it never goes that way. It never does. When does it go that way? It never does. It always doesn't. It always ends up where, oh, why don't they just do this? That would be simple. And then it gets overly complicated. The problem is that if they implement a, hey, this is an ad portion of the video, and then skip it. But the problem is that you got some people that do really creative ad reads that are genuinely, like, fun to watch. Yeah, I see on Game Banana there's a whole bunch of But you see, it's kind of hard because, for example, if you get paid as an ad, so here's the problem. If we turn around and we're like, oh yeah, a travel vlogger, okay? Oh, just travel vlogger. You're a travel vlogger and you reached out to WestJet, and WestJet sponsored the videos and they paid. You did a 3-day trip bouncing from place to place to place to place to place. And because of that, they sponsored the flight for the video, right? And every single time that you cut to WestJet flying you, right? You gotta do a mention, you gotta do an ad, you gotta do a thing, like, you know, oh, you know, and then WestJet, you know, brought me up to business class. Thank you so much, WestJet. And then you continue on the ad of the video, right? If the whole video, or if, let's go even closer, I'm flown out to, let's do an example. I get flown out to California to go play test A Realm Beyond. They have a big party there, they have a big event there, and people can play test the game and have fun with it. Okay? Technically speaking, Two-Tailed Gamer has been a member for 29 months. Where did the time go? I don't know where it went, but I appreciate the support through all the time that had gone. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you. We don't have anybody on the rent bar yet. And if you want to be the first one of the month to get onto the rent bar, you can use the link in the description below if you want to support the channel. That is up to you. But, as I'm saying, if Activision flew me out to Activision HQ to go play test the game, that's technically a bit of a sponsorship, would it not? And that would, of course, you know, skew anybody's view of a game because, well, you're wine and dined, they flew you out, you're having a good time, you didn't have to pay for the flight, you know, so that means the whole video, right? That means the whole video is considered kind of like a bit of a sponsorship. Is it not? So I'm just saying, like, because now we have to sit down and figure out, well, what is considered a sponsorship?
And that's how it's done.
What is your favorite non-Spyro or Crash game? You see, I'm the worst for this question because I bounce around. I'm the type of person that has a hyperfixation, and then I shift, and then I shift, and then I shift, and then I shift, and then I come back, and then I shift, and then I shift, and I shift. I can tell you hyperfixations that I always bounce back to. I always bounce back to Pokemon. I love Pokemon. Pokemon's another franchise that I'll go away for a few months, come back, and then a new game comes out and I'm stuck right back on it, and I'm addicted to my Switch, and I'm playing through, and I'm trying to shiny hunt. And so, I mean, Pokemon is one. I enjoyed Digimon. I played and finished in Platinum Time Stranger. I enjoyed Digimon. I also like looking at my Funkos too, because my Funkos help me remember what I liked. Isn't that weird? I have to remember what I like because I like a lot of things. I like Warcraft. I love Warcraft. I love the Warcraft universe. I love StarCraft. StarCraft is another great universe I love, and another IP that I really enjoy. I like...
Congratulations, you win a trophy.
This is a... I know that it should be like an easy answer, but it's not for me. I have a hard time because, Crash and Spyro, I've always loved Crash and Spyro. I have not played Conquest of Azeroth on Ascension. I haven't. See, that's the thing. I can't afford a WoW subscription, so the last thing that I played was Dragonflight. The last thing I played was Dragonflight, which the last thing I did was the raid leading up to the not the Fire Troll. What was his name again? It's after the Ice Primal Queen approaches Alexstrasza and asks for an alliance, even though Alexstrasza and the Ice Queen have been duking it out. It's a private server. Oh, yeah. No, I have not. I thought that was something on the most recent expansion, which I haven't played, right? I enjoy Spider-Man. I enjoy Sonic, right? There are things that I'm a weird person when it comes to tastes because I like a lot of things. But I have the problem where I love League of Legends, another game that I haven't played regular League in a long time because I like playing with friends, and none of my friends want to play League, so I'm kind of just like, well, okay, that's fine. But I love League, but I've been playing basically Teamfight Tactics and ARAM, right? Teamfight Tactics and ARAM, having fun with that. I like the older Assassin's Creeds. I really like the older Assassin's Creeds. Assassin's Creed 1, 2, all the numerous expansions. I'm playing through Black Flag right now. I love it. I love Black Flag, and it was my favorite Assassin's Creed game, and still is. I mean, even now when I'm playing it, and it's like, yeah, thinking back to when the game came out, the scale and scope of that game is awesome. Like, I was we were in Ohio when the game came out, so I couldn't play it. But after I got my wisdom tooth pulled, and I took a day off. I took a day off where I just laid in bed and I just played Assassin's Creed all day. That's all I did. I just played Assassin's Creed, and I had a blast. And I'm just like, I'm doing the side missions. I'm enjoying myself. I enjoy God of War 4, right? I don't know what is wrong, what's up with me, because I will hyperfixate on something and then drop it for 2 years. And then pick it up again, love it, remember all the stuff I did with it, all the time I did with it, and then drop it. And that's just how I am. Right? There's not one thing where I'm like, ah, yes, I have to be doing this all the time, right? It's... I'll even drop, like, gaming, too. Like, I know I'm a gaming YouTuber, but, like... So that's why I have to be careful. I have to kind of keep myself in control a little bit, because otherwise I get burnt out of gaming, right? I burnt myself out of books so bad I didn't read for 15 years. Like, I didn't finish a book in 15 years. This year alone, I have read... I can tell you the books I read this year. This year, I have read... Because I had a list. I finished a short story today. So, this year alone, I started in... When did I go to PAX? This year, PAX was in May. So, in April, I read The Sunlit Man. Okay, so... This year, I have read Mistborn, The Final Empire, Mistborn, The Well of Ascension, Mistborn, The Hero of Ages, Era 2 Mistborn, The Alloy of Law, Era 2 Mistborn, Shadows of Self, Era 2, The Bands of Mourning, Era 2, The Lost Metal. I've read The Way of Kings, the Stormlight Archive. I've read, which are The Way of Kings, Words of Radiance, Oathbringer, Rhythm of War, and I'm currently on Wind and Truth. I read Elantris for the secret projects and standalones. I've read Elantris, Warbreaker, Tress of the Emerald Sea, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, The Sunlit Man. I've read, for a novella, I've read The Emperor's Soul. I've read Shadows for Silence in the Forests of Hell. That is, let me repeat the title of that book. Shadows for Silence in the Forests of Hell. Then I read Mistborn Secret History. I've read The Hope of Elantris. I've read The 11th Metal. So this, for full-scale novels, I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 full-scale novels. And when I mean novel, give me a second here. No, PAX was, no, before.
Why, you call that racing?
Call that racing? Forget about it. Robbie Damon.
Have to get past me first. I'm the speed champion here, and I'm gonna save the world. For a sizable fee, of course.
Hey, I'll be right back. 1 second. So when I tell people that I've read that many books, people are like, "Oh, do you mean a book like this? A book like this? That's a pretty. No, I don't. You know what I mean this. To give you an idea, this is Oathbringer for the Stormlight Archive. I have read 4 of these this year. Rennie Johnson's been a member for a year. Thank you. How you doing, CG? Here's another question. I'm not sure if you asked this about Realm Beyond. Where is Zoe and the other fairies? That's a good question. I don't know. That would be cool. That would be cool to know. We don't know, but that would be really cool. But this is Oathbringer, okay? This, okay, is 1,233 pages. Well, what about the next book, CG? Sure. This is hardcover Rhythm of War. This is (1,212 pages). Okay? I read through this, and 4 others like it, and that's just the Stormlight Archive. These books, these are close to like Mistborn levels, okay? And I've read a whole bunch of these. Okay? Now you might be wondering, well, CG, are you a fast reader? I would say, one, I am a relatively fast reader, but the other thing is, too, is that I also get the audiobook. And what I do is that if you don't know, sometimes when you are video editing, okay, things can get dry. When you're doing rotoscoping, when you're waiting for things to render, when you're doing monotonous work, I can sit there during my work day. So what I'll do is I'll get up, I'll start my work day, and then when I hit the point where I don't need to listen to audio anymore, I'll switch over to an audiobook. And I'll listen to the audiobook while I'm doing my editing, right? When I'm done editing, and then when I'm done my work day, I'll hang out with the kids. And what we've been doing is that Daniel has been having a hard time going to sleep. So you know what I do? I read the books to him. He has no idea what's going on. And I read the books to him, and then he goes to sleep. Then, whenever I gotta run to the bathroom or whatnot, I'll grab a book with me, I'll read a chapter, and the problem is for me, is that once I get into a book series, I get sucked in hard. And I get pulled in really hard. And then I start reading like crazy. And then I do it so much at one point that I got so sucked into it that when I stopped reading for 15 years. When I was a kid, did anyone read any of the Warrior Cat series by Aaron Hunter? Because I did. when I was a kid. And I would rip and read through those so fast. I read through them so fast, my mom couldn't keep up with buying them for me. I would just constantly read through them and just like, all right, done. She's like, okay, good. I also, to show how much of a take care, Sam Meister, Sam Mister. Thank you so much. So here's the thing. I used to read books when I was in coming up to high school to prove a point. I read. You ready for this? Okay. I read the Twilight series, end to end. And looking back at it, what awful books they were. What terrible, awful books they are. What? They are awful. Going back. Yes. No, you didn't. I read them all. I read them all. I read Twilight. I read New Moon.
So,
Breaking Dawn.
fair and square.
I read all of them.
Doubt she'll be this lucky with Oxide.
There was two reasons why. Yeah, I do know how to U-turn, yeah. There's two reasons why. One, I was trying to talk with some of the girls at the school, and the only way that you could do that is because everyone was on the Twilight phase. So I was like, all right, I'll read them. And I did. And that was for Twilight. Then I was like, these kind of suck. All right, but that's fine. And then a friend of mine told me that they were great. And he told me and another buddy of mine. And so out of spite, I had to finish it. But my buddy started out of spite just to prove that he didn't like it, because another buddy of ours was like, well, you have to read it first.
Well, the little terror vermin.
So he was
has
like,
finally
okay.
collected all the trophies
Now,
to
I
become
don't know if
world
he just read
champion.
Twilight
What
and stopped.
took you so long? Now we prove who the
I read
fastest
all of
driver
them.
really is.
I read them all, end to end. And boy, howdy, do I wish that I could forget those books. And luckily, I've forgotten most of it. But boy, howdy, do I wish I could have that time back. Boy, howdy, could I wish I could get that time back, because I finished it out of spite. I'll say this, because I believe it's Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn, right? I believe that was the order. Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn. Twilight was fine. Twilight was fine. Sure, VBS. Send it to me through a link through Twitter or Discord or something. And I appreciate that. Twilight was fine. I would even push and say that New Moon was not bad. Actually, no, I take that back. There was one part of New Moon that I actually, didn't mind. But that book was, whining, complaining, and, I'm Bella. I'm so sad. I'm so sad about everything. My boyfriend Edward's gone. Everything's terrible. It's just wallowing in self-pity for the first quarter of the book is just nothing but, I'm wallowing in self-pity. Also, there's these shirtless natives that want me, but I'm so sad. Oh my gosh, it was just awful. And then I don't remember Eclipse. I genuinely don't remember Eclipse. Eclipsed my memory, man. I don't know what happened, but I remember just blanking on Eclipse. Like, I couldn't tell you what happened. I remember secret bad pirate organization. That's about it. And then we got to Breaking Dawn. Breaking Dawn was breaking my brain. Yeah, send me a private message on Discord. It'll get sent to my, not spam, but it'll get sent to my, hey, check to see if, the person is not trying to scam you part of Discord, and then, oh, come on. Just easier to just get ahead and then restart. So I can't even remember Eclipse. And then Breaking Dawn were just... What was she thinking? I'm talking both Bella and the author. What was she thinking? What was she thinking? Some of the choices that she decided in all of that was so dumb. And then they were like, oh, what if we made Jacob a werewolf and then reveal in the last, like plot, oh, by the way, he's not really a werewolf. He's just a shapeshifter. The real werewolves are bad. They're really bad. But Jacob's not one of them. Oh, well, that's nice. That's a nice detail to just drop in there casually. You know, that wasn't the whole plot line for the whole second book. And then, oh yeah, also, Jacob builds imprints on a child and then tries to defend it like, no, it's not romance. It's just a bond that is forever and always. That might be intimate, but also the child is aging really quickly, weirdly. Oh, and then everyone's okay with it. Oh, okay, fine, sure, yeah, that makes sense. Excuse me as I go vomit in a bag. Yeah, I read that either right in high school or right before high school. Either way, I want my money and time back. What's the link? Can somebody send a Discord link? So if they need be able to join them, they can just fire DM. Maybe me is my favorite. Yeah, Renesmee? Oh my gosh. What? Listen. I can't remember if it was Esme. Yeah, it was Esme and Renee. They're like, oh, I want to name my daughter after Renee and Esme. I know, Renesmee. What? You named your child Renesmee? Because you're just like, hey, let's just put Renee and Esme together. Yeah, that works. Let me just put peanut butter and sardines together. Both things are expired. What do you mean they're expired? They should be expired. What she named her child Renesmee. I am. Let me do a sanity check. Yep. Also, good golly, they used like a child, like this animatronic child that was just awful. What the? Renesmee. Oh, Renesmee, pronounced Renesmee. What is that face? I don't know. I don't know. Renesmee stops aging at 7 years old, at which point her body reaches the physical maturity of a teenager or a young adult around 16 to 17 years old. After reaching this milestone, she ceases aging altogether and becomes immortal. What is wrong with this author? Did Renesmee marry Jacob? In the official Twilight Saga books and movies, Jacob does not marry Renesmee Cullen. Because Renesmee is half vampire, half human hybrid, she ages rapidly. When she is born, Jacob involuntarily imprints on her, which serves as an unbreakable magical soulmate bond that acts as protection and companionship during her childhood. The storyline concludes when Jacob serving as her protector and best friend as she grows up, leaving her exact romantic future up to Renesmee's choice once she reaches maturity. Hey. Ah. Hey. I just... Who wrote this? Stephanie Meyer did. Ugh. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why? Like, I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. Why? 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 And people are like, oh, just don't be a baby about it. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Who's being a baby is Renesmee, okay? There is something. No. No, no. No, 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 no. Nay, no, 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 no. No, no, no. There is no, no. Nay, nay. No. No, 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 no. No way. That is awful. My favorite book series. When I was a kid, I really enjoyed Aragon. I remember finishing Inheritance and losing my marbles.
You beat me. I never lose. How embarrassing. I'll be the laughingstock of all Gasmoxia. Fine. Your miserable planet stays gushy and green. At least you still haven't gathered all my time relics.
I
Collected all of those
think
and race me again. You'll never be able to claim you.
that my favorite book series thus far that I've been really enjoying, and this might be recency bias, is I've been really enjoying the Stormlight Archive. I've been really enjoying the Stormlight Archive. But there's another book. Hold on. Actually, let's go to Q&R because we'll wrap up the stream a little bit early. My lungs are starting to get all, blah because of this lovely fire of doom. Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. There is a book that I want to recommend to all of you guys. I'm going to take these back upstairs for my wife. Because they're technically her books. Okay. So, we're going to go Q&R. But I want to show you guys one of my favorite books. It's a one-off, but it takes place in the same universe in the Cosmere. I really, really enjoyed this book. This book is called Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, okay? And by Brandon Sanderson, okay? Now, it starts off as kind of like a teen romance. It is technically a romance, but it's also a sci-fi kind of eldritch horror vibes that don't go too crazy, but it is pretty cool. I really like it. Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. And it is really, really good. It is one of my favorites. And this is specifically the special edition that I got from my wife. It's full of art and stuff. It's full of art. It is a really, really, it's a really, really good story. It's a really good story. And I will say this. If you hate AI, you will love this book. And this was written before AI took off. That's all I'm going to say. Before AI took off, AI art. And if you hate AI art, you will love this book. And there is a lot. There's a lot in this book. There's a really cool plot twist. It's sci-fi. It starts off as awkward teen romance. It does start off as that. And then it switches and then it switches quite literally. And then you're like, oh, this is different. And then it switches again. You're like, oh, this is really different. And gosh, the art in this book is so good. The art in this book is so pretty. Like, here's one of them. Here's one of the pieces of art in the book. So, book read recommended for anybody. Yumi the Nightmare Painter. This one's, for me personally, the nice thing is that you don't need to know a lot about the universe to be able to understand. There's quite literally maybe one chapter where you might be like, if you didn't read all the other Cosmere books, you might be a little confused, but it doesn't stay there for too long. It is very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. So, all right, guys, we're going to keep the stream open for another 10 minutes and then we're going to wrap up. And just to double check. Sorry, I was just double checking something. Hold on a second. There we go. We're back. What's on the roster for tomorrow's stream? I actually can answer this question. I've been provided a code for let me double check that I have it. Densha Attack. If you guys don't know what that is, Densha Attack is a game that is quite literally is a cross between Jet Set Radio and Tony Hawk if it was a train. So I have a code for that, and I'm going to be playing it tomorrow. And I've been hearing nothing but good things. Well, here's the thing. I'll say this, Ethan Ball, the cat, is that we haven't. I don't think we've seen enough to be able to turn around and say, "Hey, we know that it's going to be um, the best. The best thing ever." We don't know that yet. But what we do know is that Spyro's back, and Spyro's back, and that's super exciting because Toys for Bob has proven that they know what they're doing when it comes to uh when it comes to Spyro. They've shown that they know what they're doing. And yeah, overall, let's wait to see. I'm excited. And I can't wait. I have too many links open. I do want to play. Dusk Fade. I do want to try Dusk Fade. From 100,000. I know. Oh, I'm so close. I saw those book recommendations, and I'll keep an eye out for them. Elena, I'll keep an eye out. Oh man, that's wild to think. I know I posted a video today, but it was a relatively short video. It was only like a 4-minute video. It was just basically like, hey, here's what's going on, XYZ, right? And I didn't want to sit down. I wanted to report it because I felt that it was important, but I didn't think that we needed to sit down and do a 10, 15-minute video about it. So I was like, okay, let's get this done. Let's get this over with. Not get this done, let's get this done. Let's get this out. And then we can expand upon it in a future video. Okay. What are some games that you think A Realm Beyond should take inspiration from? You mentioned Kena Bridge of Spirits some years ago. I still think Kena Bridge of Spirits would be really good. I think Dragonflight is a really good idea. I think there also should be I do want them to be able to do something different and unique on their own. I do. I do want to do something unique and different on their own. So, the original Spyro, of course. Then, after the original Spyro, as an inspiration, you got to pull from, I think, Kena, I think Okami, and I think maybe even a little bit of World of Warcraft. All right, I got a few more minutes, then we have to go. You ever go do frozen drink for a frozen drink? I like chocolate protein shakes. I do like chocolate protein shakes. I do like an iced coffee too. I like an iced coffee or a chocolate So when I want something, so if I want a pop, I'll grab a Coke Zero. If I need a caffeine boost, I'll take a iced coffee. And then if I want a pop, but I want the sweetness of sugar, I'll have a Sprite. So I appreciate that, Ethan Ball the Cat. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I know that, you know, there's there's a lot of people that that comment or they hang out and they don't talk, or they've been watching my content for a bit, and it's really really nice to be able to it's really nice to hear that. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Final few questions and then we're going to sign off. Oh, 1 second. I appreciate that, Combo King. All right, I'm going to answer this because it is. I'm going to answer this because it is a long question. What do you think we'll get for Crash's 30th anniversary? That's a very good question. It's a very good question. Here is my thoughts. I think we're going to get crossover. We're going to get a bunch of merch. I think they're going to do a bunch of merch. I think they're going to sit there and they're going to turn around and they're going to produce a bunch of merch. I think then we're also going to get the crossover from Fortnite. I want to hope and think and believe that we would get some sort of either announcement or an alluded to announcement. I'm hoping that they show that they allude to some sort of announcement. So there's that. I hope that we see more stuff. I think we will see more stuff. I'm still holding on and thinking that there's something for CTR. But we will see. So, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video and our live stream. Time for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.